Hello, this is your disabled combat veteran after 9/11, Michael Commiso and Battle Buddies online. Well, since I came back home for war, my life is not as I would figured it would have been. As I sit here and I believe that when I was at war, and I must have got hacked by every single person at war, because everybody knows that Michael Commiso went to war online at the times that I did. So, I'm an American soldier after 9/11 attack in New York City, while some corny ass bad guys online in the world attacked New York City. That was like a setup. It's like they scammed America. The terrorists scamming America out of our American money when they attacked 9/11. You know? Because everybody's some kind of ghetto on the street nowadays. It's not like everybody's got a proper enunciation. I can't say it. I got speech impediment. But, well, I feel that I did a lot of cool things over the years on YouTube. Serving, and still as an American soldier, still serving my country as now as a 100% disabled combat American veteran after 9/11. So, I don't know. Street talks, right? That's all people do is talk online with the streets talks. It's funny how we have all this technology in the world and somehow we still fucked up the internet in the world. It's the right thing to do is, well, it's not going to happen to me because I'm the one that's scamming that person on the internet after 9/11 attack in New York City. Well, I feel like as an American citizen after 9/11, that's the first day you all try to scam Americans on the internet after 9/11. Because we wasn't paying attention as Americans because we got attacked on 9/11. So we wasn't paying attention about people identity thefting us, scamming us as Americans online, catfishing us online, scamming each other, hacking each other, identity theft each other. Man, everybody wants to be Americans after 9/11. That's why you all scam Americans, because you want to be Americans on the internet. So I felt that like that. I told the whole school on the internet, because I may not use the internet when I was a kid, because I was always outside. I was still on the internet as a child, when a kid. So when you move from Trenton to Human, it's still America, but everybody's got streets online. I don't know what the heck that means. Since we all call each other streets online, we are allowed to treat each other like assholes in the world. And as a life on planet Earth, still doesn't understand how to get along with each other. And I'm an American citizen after 9/11. And that's a good benefit for me. You try to scam me after 9/11. And you try to still scam me now after 9/11. So, while I was online without knowing as a child, because everybody's on the internet talking about each other, so Michael Commiso's name must have been mentioned on the wrestling team on the internet somewhere. It's like we're over. It's like this. We only got this much of bullshit in the world, but since we're always talking about the same bullshit over and over again, it's like a big ball on the internet. So we keep circling around the same problems over and over again on the internet because all we do is scam each other, hack each other, instead of trying to find ways to get along with each other. So somehow the streets is on the internet, and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But it comes clear when I guess everybody's saying you go get into reality show. I feel like I've been on a reality show since I came back home from war after 9/11, and I'm like, well, I make goofy videos on YouTube. I'm trying to make something out of myself. I can't keep going back like the internet does over the same bullshit as how easy to solve things in the world and don't have wars and violence of this little bullshit as y'all keep talking about it over and over and over and over again on the internet. So, you know, I gotta stop doubting myself. I think one thing, yeah, I might have had a hernia. Everybody was trying to cheat on the wrestling match. They tried to find a way to get. I felt like the schools were trying to get me out of the tournaments, you know. So you all can hide the fact that you all assholes, but it all shows up as you all talking about the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over and over again. So you keep talking about my name on the internet, and I'm like, it's kind of fucked up how easy it is. People can talk behind your back on the internet so fast. You don't even have to be anywhere. I could just sit here and chill, and you all somehow with the bullshit of hate in the world still talk shit about your American heroes after 9/11. When 9/11 attacks still on the internet. That's how fucked the world is. You could find a way to hate each other, so you can find a way to hate American hero as a soldier after 9/11. So what did you teach the kids as the law? You just taught, oh, you could call this one person that name, but don't call me that name on the streets and everything. And you didn't teach that kid shit. You just said, damn, man, this world's so fucked up. They worry about sex and nudity so much in the world, they're all jealous of each other, and you got to rule over sex and nudity. You got to be the man at the party over sex and nudity online 24 hours a day. That's life on the internet. So, even though I was on the wrestling team, I felt like sometimes I wasn't on the wrestling team. I'm not saying that the wrestling team was mean to me. You know, how fast people could talk about you and turn on you and everything. So sometimes, yeah, I felt like the wrestling team had my back and everything, and the wrestling team was there for me, but it seems like, I don't know, when you wrestle the other schools, you know, it just seems like all the other schools came together and said, Commiso don't know how to get out of this move. Commiso don't know how to get out of this move. And this is the move you should do to Commiso if you want to make it to the top. I didn't talk to any schools in tournaments. What I did is I played music in my ears. I don't want to listen to, they said, watch the mat and watch the other wrestlers and see what they do. But sometimes I feel like they're fake because they all seem like they're doing the same thing on every mat as you watch it to hide their moves. And they knew what they needed to do to wrestle Commiso as the schools came together. I play music. I try to distract everything because I try to make my coach happy on the wrestling team, and I get nervous, because you want to make your coach, you want your wrestling team feel proud of you, you want your coach to feel proud of you, your parents, you're a teenager. Life went so fast that I missed out on my teenager years because I was the nervous guy that was I wanted to get A's and B's. I didn't play around when the test came around. I actually studied whatever the teacher said, make sure you study for the test. I just read the whole I remember this. I just read the whole textbook. I try to remember the answers that what a teacher would ask you and everything. I try to remember what they was teaching me. So, because I had a speech impediment, so I can forget words really fast on the test. So I have to. So I didn't have that much time to study. Only the day or the night or trying to figure out the answer. I try to. Well, I just paid attention to school and remember the whole whatever heck they was talking about. Because I wrote everything down. I took good notes in school. I felt like I can't pronounce this word now. I got to write this goddamn word off the chalkboards and trying to pronounce the word later because they're going to answer me this question. And somehow I get the bigger word in the school classroom because everybody knows that I take speech impediment in school. So with the internet, the internet, what's the internet? I'm still trying to figure it out. But then I'm sitting here thinking, how fast can people turn on you like that? You know, when you have friends and family and people can stand up for you, and I'm an American soldier after 9/11, but you found an excuse. That's how fucked up the world is. You found an excuse why not to welcome back home an American hero after 9/11. So I'm sitting here saying, you know what? Sometimes I felt like when I was on the wrestling team, people tried to get me in trouble in school, so I get kicked off the wrestling team, so I won't wrestle again. And the schools didn't have to worry about me wrestling their schools. How there's a rich side of town and poor side of town in schools on the wrestling team. I was the shy, quiet kid, but I paid attention to what people was talking about around me in school. And, I felt like he was frustrated that you couldn't pin me. So there's probably a chance that I could have got catfished without even being on the internet when I was on the wrestling team by a few people that decided to scam my life back home before I even came back home from war. Because with the technology now, anybody can mess up your life with the technology so easily with the technology nowadays. But I looked up technology, and that's not what technology says. So I may have had a learning disability with a speech impediment, but I still understood the subjects and whatever heck was taught to me in high school. But I feel like in the world we live in, people make you look stupid all the time. They make you, so you don't look like you're smart at court, right? That's how the internet's so connected nowadays. Because you know that I'm 100% this. You don't care that I'm a veteran at court after 9/11. So I was trying to look up the diction. Somebody's already slowing my computer down while I'm on the webcam right now live. That's how mean the world is. You don't know what I'm going to say next. You all can think that, maybe I'm making your case look bad that you decided the best way to welcome back home an American hero in the state of New Jersey is bully them and blackmail them and label them on the internet and call them a name after 9/11. That must have been the plan, because how people can set each other up on everything nowadays. You sat back and allowed it to happen to me after 9/11. So I must have been catfish on the wrestling team because I must have wrestled one of your kids in school, and since you was part of some kind of the rich side of the town, or that's all people talk about: poor, sad, rich, dull, can't do anything, capable of not moving. What we landed on the moon, made all this technology and internet, but now we can't get along, so we're gonna have an excuse to destroy the world. And bing bang, old fucking news again. Everybody's hating each other over the same bullshit again. And I think that's what happened to me when I was on the wrestling team. I told the whole school that I was joining the military after high school. So at the time after 9/11, when I was on the team, you must have joined the team knowing that I was going to be a veteran American soldier after 9/11. So how people scam your life, hack you, the same old news. We all get along and nobody can die on any street in the world because we're all good friends to each other. As we was raised and grown up as children on this planet, we was not raised to hate each other as kids in the world. You all came up because you're all just a bunch of corny ass haters that can't handle the truth. That you're all just mean to each other and can't solve shit and fix it and get along with each other on planet Earth. So I must have wrestled somebody's kid in school, and that must have irritated that I didn't go down as easy as you think as a wrestler. I was a hard wrestler. That's why I was getting broken. That's why I probably had a hernia. That's why I had a dislocated collarbone. Because I used my whole body and I worked out and knew I was stronger than this kid. I worked out every time. I guess I allowed the teenager image of what you have to be in school got to me. Because I was the goopy guy, and it seems like the whole wrestling team on the other side is already preparing for Commiso. Not just one wrestler, the whole wrestling team was already prepared for Commiso to go on the mat at the schools that I wrestled. Heck, we sprawled with the schools around me. We practiced wrestling with Lawrence School. We practiced wrestling at Princeton School. We practiced Hamilton School. And you all must have sat there and watched me wrestle and knew that I was blind without my glasses. And it seems like they all got together to find a way to break my back on the wrestling mat so I won't get to the tournament on time. So, when my senior year, and I told the whole school that I was joining the military, so because I felt like that's the right thing to do at the time after high school, because everybody else got plans after high school, but not really. Nobody has plans after high school, because you don't have to go to school no more. So everybody's like, shit, I could get a job without going to college. And I guess you need a degree in nowadays. So I feel that somebody must have took law when I came back home from war. And since my name is Michael Commiso on the wrestling team back home, I have a few haters that catfished me, scammed me, and hacked me, and I'm like, well, you can't tell your veteran soldiers come back home from war saying, we're going to help you with everything as veterans. Because that's what I thought that was going to happen, as to where I'm like, I was just a teenager that went to war. I had a teenager mind, state of mind. I was a young chap. I wasn't an old geezer that went in the military. I was a young saying, how many young people join the military nowadays? Everybody wants to have that college life, White Castle dream, seeing boobies all the time at colleges, and everybody's that you have responsibility to get to your class, but you really don't have that much responsibility at college as to, hey, how come everybody's not partying like everybody's at colleges around the world? Because everybody's stuck up on spying on each other 24 hours a day, seeing each other's naked ass 24 hours a day, and you decided I was the one that should get scammed. I'm the one that should get bullied online and called a name. And everybody in the world will accept that and wondering why things can't be solved in the world. So, that's how I feel back home as a veteran. Some of my wrestler enemies decided to scam me, sit there, act like they can't help me, and I'm like, wow, I could travel the world now. My hometown court says I'm safe enough to travel around the world as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I could get a passport and I could go to Italy. Wow, all that effort to call me a name and blackmail me and make fun of me at court just to get my passport back and said I could travel, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I went through that. I try to explain that, well, nowadays when you go on the internet, it's hard not to view pretty much everything. It pops up on your computer. But I guess I don't look at the internet as everybody else does. Because you're all cool and get go on that site recognize each other. See, you all claim that you didn't recognize the porno stars back in the day as to how many few porno stars there were. But now everybody can recognize everybody's porno stars, all the porno stars all around the world on the internet. As life on this planet. So I feel like I could deserve a way better deal, as you said that. Well, back in the day online, I wasn't safe around kids, but now I can get a passport and travel the world after 9/11 attack in New York City. Wow. Thank you for the welcome back home, everybody. I appreciate it. How much bullshit that really is in the world to hate each other. Alright? I don't think I'm saying anything harsh to anybody. Because people do die, right? I highly doubt people sit there and watch each other die. And how long is that? How high rating's going to happen online in the future? You know, it's funny how people walk around like they're the toughest guy in the world on the streets around the world. But back in the day, people was tougher and stronger back in the day. Then knights, you know, they had really shit. You really get stabbed by the knight and shit. They got to pick up heavy shit back in the day. They were strong back in the day. I guess we're not meant to fight right now. We're not meant to fight as a human race. We're all sensitive on the internet in the world. That's how tough a knight was back in the day. So we're not meant to hate. I don't know how much conflict it was back in the day when a knight was around. Well, they could pick up shit and everything. So now everybody acts like we have to rely on that one. We have to rely on that one. I can't do that. I think everybody's getting lazy and relying on that one, on the internet, relying on that one. Oh, everybody can get caught on sex and nudity now. We're going to, if we could call one person, bully that person, we can blame everything that he did it and keep being the billions of sex and nudity that's on 24th century internet. I don't get the same, the whole internet can get updated on billions of sex and be happy with each other in life. But after 9/11 attack, as a soldier like me, I must be stupid to get scammed and hacked and get pop-up sites after 9/11. So, yeah, we don't have to be mean to each other, but somehow, how hard it is to stand up for your veterans back home. So, I say, there must be something really wrong with the internet if you can't even figure out how to even make your stand up for your American heroes. And damn, can I look cool at the party after 9/11? I feel like when the few parties that I got invited to, that I can't be a veteran. I can't talk about that I'm a veteran. I can't be cool at the party. Look, I can't be cool on the internet after 9/11 as a disabled combat veteran. So, the internet sucks. Because, look up the dictionary technology. Technology is supposed to improve your life. So, when the law beats you down on the ground and busts down your door saying you ain't good enough as a soldier after 9/11, and they can't find a reason why you can hold me just to keep trying to scare me after 9/11. So do I use the internet or not? Because I feel like the internet comes to me somehow anyways as streets. You all made the internet, right? So I must have wrestled somebody that took some kind of law system, and I must have made your kid look bad to the colleges that was viewing him. Apparently, people disguise themselves if they're going to accept you as college students in senior year when you graduate. And I was a really strong wrestler. I was just probably dehydrated, hungry, underweight, needed more weight to me. And everybody was coming together in schools and trying to find ways to scam me out of my wrestling team. So, like I said, when you're a kid, like, you don't see all this shit when you were a kid. Because you're a kid saying, oh, we was all raised to be nice to each other, so when the kid comes up to you and talk to you, this kid really wants to get to know you in school and be your friend. But that's not how the world works. As you teach your kids in school, as you put the streets online, and I'm like, how can kids learn in school if you put the streets online in the world on the internet? They can't learn much, can they? Because they're distracted by the word streets online. So, as an American citizen and as your next generation, people don't want to find hard ways of life. You know, because you're all acting like it's okay to treat each other like streets online. And so now your life has to be hard because you all made it that way, scamming my life over the years on being on the internet. So, I want a better deal or I'm going to sue somebody because you said I could travel now and get a passport. Well, you said I wasn't safe enough to even use the internet as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I didn't like how the state talked to me as an American hero. I didn't like how the court was mocking me as a veteran, and you decided, oh, let's make fun of this veteran after 9/11 at court, and they don't give a fuck because we called him a name on the streets online. So that must subtract me from offline, and nobody's going to hear me speak or my speeches, because Yeah, maybe my speech is not on point now as everybody's speech is online, as a streaming world you all live on. Well, you know what? At least I feel like I'm the only, I guess I understand Michael Jackson a little bit. Because I bet Michael Jackson respected everybody in his path. Anybody that went in Michael Jackson's path, must Michael Jackson respect anybody that came in Michael Jackson's path. It's not how the world works. So it feels like Michael Jackson is the only one that knows how to respect people in the world. And since he's the only one that knows how to respect people on the streets, on the internet, wow, we're going to even take advantage of Michael Jackson on the streets. Because you want your rap song to look good in the future because you talk shit about Michael Jackson in your music on the streets. So that must be the same thing with porn and sex. Because I doubt in the future people have to fight over sex and nudity and porn in the 21st century. In the future, right? Maybe cavemans got hit the woman over the head and dragged them to the cave to find love back in the caveman land. But nowadays in porn, it's not that hard to figure out what sex is. On the internet is online in the 21st century. That's what they came after me after 9/11 on the internet as American hero after soldier after 9/11. So I feel like as I'm nice and respectful over the years, over the fact that then, wow, you even make your veterans beg on the streets for respect on the streets online after 9/11 attack in New York City. Would be fucking old ass news on the streets still online. But I still am an American hero on the internet after 9/11, and I'm a really good guy. I thought I was going to come back home and everybody wants to party with me and have a good time with me. But you all hackers and scammers and scamming each other's lives online. You rather know what's up my asshole back home as an American hero than actually get to know to me and party with me after 9/11. So, yeah, I tried to tell the court, every time I go on a site, I get pop-up sites. It didn't matter what site I went on, I still got pop-up sites. The court didn't want to hear it, so the court is the one that sent me the sites. So they didn't want to get caught, because over sex and nudity themselves, that court, they got to scam people over the years. They got to make look sex is bad. The more you make sex look bad, the more people want sex online. So your advertisement to sex and nudity, as smart, you go to Princeton and Harvard and all that. What's the other one? Princeton, Harvard. You know what I'm talking about. How you make your own selves cool online to go to college, but don't know what the professor is talking about. And it's the same thing as the high school teachers was talking about. That sucks, dude. How people can lie so much and scam your life. And you can speak up louder. Because you're all sensitive at Trenton in offices that can't handle words and shit. Wow, but you're all tough in Trenton, aren't you? After 9/11 attack. It's on the American hero after 9/11, the state of New Jersey. I'm trying to do art online because I'm an artist. But since we don't live in a motivating world or only a backstabbing, everybody's got a back door on your damn internet world online. I apologize. I'm not the same gullible kid and trust everybody. Where I'm like, wow, how easy it is to get along with each other. So, yeah, I feel like Michael Jackson only had enough respect for the whole world. And we could just sit there backstab each other like we do, acting like it's not. It's a cool thing to do, to scam people's lives and put them in jail on purpose. Wow, that's a funny frickin' prank and shit, and fucking calling somebody a name and bullying them. And I'm like, wow, man, I got art on my goddamn body. I got fucking, they don't even want, they're so fucking tough and trained, they can't handle my goddamn tattoos as an American hero after 9/11 attack in New York City. That's what you do to your veterans after. See how tough your veterans are? Because you got some fucking street in you? So you got to fucking see how tough you can walk up to an American hero back home. That's what you're doing. And you're Americans that live in America. So, I got some old-fashioned old dude in Trenton sitting in that office saying, who can I randomly select, knowing the fact that everybody's on the same sites and knowing what sex is, and every home's in America and all around the world. Well, I'm going to randomly select you tonight and backslap you in the fucking face and say you're not cool enough to even help an American veteran out like me. As everybody knows, Michael Commiso on the wrestling team, and I didn't have to use the internet. You know when I started Facebook? I started Facebook when I was at war. Before then, I was not a literate internet person. So if I was a teenager, how long do you think I'm going to use the internet as an outside person? No. I was the guy that traveled around the world and came back, and you all decided, wow, we know what Commiso likes after 9/11. As you act like nobody likes sex and nudity online in the 21st. Wow, you all big bad motherfuckers can't claim that you fucking another girl on the street. Damn, everybody's all fucking around and saying I ain't cool enough to party on the fucking street. But I'm still your goddamn American hero after 9/11. And shockingly, somebody still wants to be just like me. Man, that's why I like living in, I want to do art. I can't be in this reality of, wow, we can accept death. We can, as an adults, we can accept kids watching violence and people die online, and kids won't get affected about that. And then, wow, when they grow up, wondering why they all fucked up, and then we can use them to make money off of them. We can, hey, don't do crime, but hey, here's crime on television. Fuck it. Advertise it. Figure it out. I'm stupid, right? Because everybody's still treating me like I'm stupid all the time. I don't know why. It's because I'm a nice guy, and I want to believe the world is a nice world, because I'm a nice person. And then I'm like, wow, I can't believe in history people can actually do this shit to each other. Knowing the fact life is a miracle. We can't destroy life on this planet if life is a miracle in outer space. I don't know what type of books you're reading. Just because somebody had a bad day and wrote a book doesn't mean you have to have a bad day because you read the book, you know. So I'm trying to do the right things in life. I am an honest person. Yeah, I watch porn like the 24-hour people on the American internet in this 21st century world online. So while you all sit there and judge each other over just American sex and nudity online, there's more. The whole world has sex and nudity online. Are we that stupid enough to destroy the one thing that can make us millionaires overnight? As the internet? As a company? So who's destroying the companies and the sites online? And say, fuck it. That's how the world should be. So, I don't know. If the law is trying to entrap me over sex and nudity after 9/11, and they're mocking me that they know more sites than me, I go to the police station, and they say they're mocking me, do you know these sites, Commiso? Well, I'm going to say, oh yeah, I know all the sites. I came back and had a chance to use the internet after 9/11. As I felt like over the years, I could have made a lot more art on the internet if you allowed me to be an artist on the internet. Well, like I said, I can't be a comedian. I try to be a comedian. I try to make people laugh. You know, I try to write. I can write things down. I got a lot of notebooks in my room. But if you make that person that they can't believe that they can be a smarter person, then they're going to believe they're stupid and never try to achieve their whole life because you made that one person feel like they're stupid. So they accept this is all I could do because I'm not smart enough. According to the world online, I'm not smart enough according to the world. But my life online means more than that. So, as a human being, a life online. So how much negative can the internet take in the future? How much negative can it take now before we destroy the internet? So, it's an organized crime on sex and nudity. Well, that's why people can bail each other out on the streets and mock you after 9/11 attack in New York City. That's what they did for a year. The court allowed me to get mocked as an American soldier after 9/11. And this is the reason why, because you didn't believe that I was an American soldier. No, you wanted to do that on me on purpose because I must have wrestled your kid. And I got catfish over the years. So you're trying to blame me for shit because your kid must have went crazy wrestling me over the years at court. How it popped in my mind as everybody hacks my computer and nobody can solve shit. You know, that's who the hell wants to watch crime shows? You pay taxes in America. America's a great country, so paying your taxes means something when you pay the tax. So your law means something being a law in America, not because you're some organized crime court backstabbing shit. Fuck it. As long as I don't get court monitoring porn and sex online at court, I can still say this and that and lie and everybody will believe it overnight. And then how many people stood up for me after 9/11 as an American soldier after 9/11. So I came back home to the same bullshit that I was on the wrestling team that I probably didn't acknowledge as a teenager because I wanted to be a teenager like Breakfast Club and didn't acknowledge all the problems that was happening in the hallways. And that's why I was always the first kid in classroom, maybe one or two other person. Well, I felt like I was always the first one that gets to the classroom and sat there and waited for the teacher. As I see everybody else coming from the hallways in school at the time when there's internet around when I was around in school. But the internet's not the same as it was now. As you all sit there and act, nobody sees shit, but everybody sees everything. Because you made every site do that all around the world. So, I don't know. You know what? It sucks that you make your veterans question themselves back home as veterans. You know, we was responsible enough as American citizens to serve your country after 9/11 and do something right in your life to come back home to the bullshit streets acting like they sit there and act like it can't do nothing for you. So I don't know how heartless the world is, but there's too much good in the world. You don't see we're blinded back that fact that that 1% hate in the world, that we're just a bunch of haters because you accept that 1%. Where I'm like, in the future, there'll be no crime on television because we have better things to do than fight over bullshit in the future. We all want to be millionaires and go to cool parties. As damn, everybody's got their own robot in the future. So it seems like the robot Terminators are coming. Because we're too pussy. We're gonna be even more pussy and let the robots take this bullshit. That's life on this planet. How simple it is to say, hey, man, we accept ourselves as human beings online by now, and we all can be cool with each other in the world. But no, I guess it's so hard to welcome back home a veteran like me. Because I was the underdog on the wrestling team that nobody believed that I could be a wrestler in the first place. How goofy a kid I was as the shy, quiet kid. I was shy and quiet in Parkway School, the Robin School. I was shy. Only a few students came up to me and talked to me, and I was just trying to be saying, just be nice. And I can't let them know that I have a speech impediment. Because how fast people can make fun of you online. So, damn, I'm an American hero after 9/11, and, you know, felt like I respect the law more than they respected me as an American hero. Because they made making me feel that way. Because they didn't have nothing on me in the first place. While you all kept leading me to bad sites in the first place. What? How does a site go bad? Do people just let the site go bad and then blame that site so they can make another site? And then they can do the same thing on that site? The same thing, and then, oh, since I'm not on that site, I'm on this site where everybody else is, then I won't get in trouble. But we allowed to make fun of a veteran after an American hero after 9/11 on the internet. I don't know. I think that's messed up. As I feel like it was maybe in the 60s or the 70s and 80s, as everybody's, that my dad said in the 60s, they were handing out weed in the 60s. You didn't have to worry about taxes on weed. You didn't have to worry about paying weed. You didn't have to be all stoner than the other guy on the streets. Everybody was the same stone in the 60s. They allowed it to be the 60s. Allowed the 70s, and somebody must got jealous in the 80s and messed it up a little bit, but 80s was good too. So, and somebody messed up. I don't feel like I'm going to go. It's like when you go to a library, and yeah, do you have to become a genius, you have to read all the books in the library to know every information. How much time do everybody have on this planet that you give to each other for me to go out and read every book? Well, I have to look up the dictionary and figure out the word because I can't pronounce it. And that's why it took me so long to read a book. You know, we look at the history the wrong way. Yeah, nobody's perfect. I don't say history's perfect, but I don't think we should go back in history and mess up the same shit that we already fixed in history, right? So, I'm happy that I could get a passport. You know, I could keep talking about being negative like everybody else all life, but I just can't do it. I'm a goofy Commiso. That's why I want to hang with my family. I don't know shit about my family. I don't know shit about my younger brother. I'm still trying to figure out my parents and can't figure out them either as a veteran back. And I'm stressed out. So I need a vacation from all this bullshit. And I want to take my dad to Italy because my dad is a house painter. And it took 12 years or something, or whatever. I heard 12, then somebody said 14. But it took a super long time to paint the 16 chapels. We came off a Black Plague, medieval times. There was medieval. So when all the gangsters and terrorists acting like they had the hardest time on the streets, and that's what they're trying to tell. They're trying to say, in this history, we all had the hardest time. They had medieval times. Imagine being a kid in medieval fucking time. It seems like everybody's always fucking up kids' histories and time on this planet. So imagine being a kid in medieval times. So here comes Michelangelo and the Renaissance. Oh my God. We gave ourselves as life to give Michelangelo a chance to paint the 60 Chapel right after that, all the fucked up shit that just happened in the world. If we paint shit like that now, you all gonna say jealous, say nobody can paint and draw like that. We're all hacking each other and drawing the same way. And man, I like dressing out. I don't like dressing dull colors. I don't mind standing out in my clothes. I like pictures that mean something to me on my shirts. I don't like this boring dull. Everybody's driving the same color. Bulk barcode life. I'm from the 80s. Let me just buy the toy. Let me just buy the toy. I'm from the 80s online. What is you got barcode everything to get to the toy, and you don't want to try to get to the toy no more because of the barcode. So I think I should say, hey man, how can you talk to me like that at court, and now you trust me with a passport to go to Italy? And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You know, I gotta try to save up for Italy to get a passport. And I want to take my dad to say, I gotta lose weight because I feel like I may be too heavy for the plane. I can't focus on this bullshit hate. Why wake up in the morning and find a reason why to hate each other? So I must have had a few haters on the wrestling team. I'm not saying my wrestling team hated me. I didn't say my wrestling team hated me. Maybe I was just a shy, quiet kid that did. I made it look like a jock, but I was the guy with the goofy glasses trying to figure out how to get A and B so I get out of here so that everybody stopped testing me if I was tough enough on the wrestling team or not. So imagine Commiso, our history online. I care about people. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I'm not trying to backstab people and get people in trouble as the internet does. But somehow, you all can wake up and figure out why not to help American hero back home. So I'm 41 years old. There's like 230 some kind of countries in the world I didn't know about. I didn't even make halfway point travel the world. That sucks. We have the ability to be safe. We teach our kids how to be safe in the ocean, not get attacked by a shark, walk across the street so you won't get hit by a car. It's the same thing flying in the sky. Direct each other's path so he won't crash each other in his path. Then why would you make your plane match the sky? I realized that when I was flying. It must be hard to see another plane if the plane matches the sky. So why don't they put colors on the planes? If it's American flag, man, make American flag planes, and now you know that plane came from America. and everybody don't have a big deal about it. You know, just make them colorful. They make planes not colorful, so you have to guess if that's a cloud in front of you. I know they got the GPS, it's radars on your plane to see if a plane's by you. But if it's pitch black out in the sky, and you got to disguise your planes as the sky, then another thing, you probably can land the planes better too. You know, as make that shit bright as hell. I saw the movie Airplane. You had to direct a plane between all these little light bulbs on the side of the road and wonder why you can't land the plane because it's only got light bulbs. I say make that, I guess you might blind the airplane guy. We could have a renaissance period on the internet where we're all saying, oh, we like violence, right? No, we don't. If there's really something wrong with you and you like violence, as to where, you know, I highly doubt that nowadays people want to make their own television channel. Everybody can make their own television channel now. I highly doubt they want to die on their own television channel or television in the future. They want to keep their channel going in the future and live on television. Life on planet Earth was to live on television. So, as we get wiser, maybe, I don't know if we're going to get wiser, technology is going to force us to accept technology. So, I'm 41. I need to get a passport because I miss traveling so much. And I want to show my dad and whoever wants to go with me. I apologize. I'm not a rich veteran and help everybody look good at the party and everybody the whole time. Because that's all I felt. Since I came back home from war, it feels like the only thing people are thinking about is how to get the little lady or the date at the club or at the party on the internet. And we're all fighting over women in the world. And we're jealous and we got to make her, look, our package look bigger online. But everybody was chilling in the 60s on sex and nudity. So there must be jealous people that doesn't like sex and nudity. But don't fuck it up for everybody else online. Because that is a type of love. I felt like we have so much sex online that I feel like sex online is love online, right? So I don't know if the court got long or whatever, or a few people, because I mad at because how easy it was to scam my computer and screw my life over. I don't know what people, I try not to get mad. When I was on the wrestling team, they told me not to hurt the other wrestler match. So I try to hold back on the wrestling match. Well, when, you know, as life gets to you, we make life hard on ourselves so much online that it gets to each other. But I put the galaxy on my ceiling. I got them glow-in-the-dark planets. And I guess this is the actual pictures they took from a satellite from the planet, and now they glow in the dark. And they discover more than when I was a kid. There was only like they thought up to Pluto. I only knew up to Pluto when I was in school. Now they discover other planets in our galaxy. So I used the light in the room in the middle and wrapped the planets around the sun. And I was using the flashlights to glow the sea. And I'm looking in outer space on my ceiling. You know what? It sucks that people call me stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm a smart person. So when people mock you and blackmail you and make fun of you as an American soldier after 9/11 and think none of it to be on my computer, I don't know who's an idiot to be on an American soldier computer after 9/11 attack in the first place. But I'm a veteran. And you know what? I miss the laughter in the world. I miss when you could just go to a club and you're all strangers in the club and you can party with each other and don't know shit about each other and still having fun with each other in the club, but you didn't know anything about each other in that club as strangers. I feel like that's what a club and a party is. How can we get to know each other, accept ourselves as life online, as human beings, if we can't even learn how to get along and party with each other? So I missed my battle, boys. I'm nervous because I didn't travel for a while. But I want to show my dad that there's more to life than the bullshit that everybody's talking about on the streets, that people are not capable of doing things because of this and that. But you know what? The reason why I got where I am because I was a happy, positive person, and I wanted to help out, and if I serve my country, I got a military background in my family, so there's nothing wrong serving the United States of America after 9/11. So I don't have to write sentences or the proper nouns or the adjectives or the pronouns or the subject or whatever they taught me in English. Yes, I did on English as you did. As they teach you, I took poetry classes and they took as Shakespeare. See, back in the day, people talked to each other in a poetry kind of way. It took a long, whereas nowadays, everybody's got short word for everything to say online, how fast people talk to each other. It actually took a long time to talk to people as to, while we talk about a tree, they have to figure out what tree they're talking about. Back in the day, they don't even get to the tree. There's some kind of path to that tree. Back in poetry land. No, we just get to the tree. There's no adventure. The internet's boring. If we have to vote, I would say we need to figure out how to improve the internet. Maybe that will solve a lot of bullshit where there's no conflict at all. Some asshole started a conflict for no reason online where there's no conflict online kind of way. To where, well, if we're keeping sex and nudity safe online over the years, it's going to be even more safer sex and nudity in the future online. So it's going to be, sex is going to be more in the future than just sex. As to how people need to learn how to lighten up in the world and chill back home. As we have MTV and every HBO in America and Showtime. How I'm like, wow, I don't feel like I did anything on YouTube to irritate anybody. Oh, wow, I say things and say, well, somebody has to say it. You're all a bunch of assholes in the world trying to destroy this planet because you read a book on it and didn't read the other books in your library. Well, this book says We don't have to destroy this planet. Well, this book says we do. And I'm like, no, calm down. We already overcame all the medieval times and all the gladiator war times, the 60s times, and the world in 80s time. And you all fucked it up. That's why when people say it's hard to find a good movie nowadays. Because it just happened. It don't have to be all fucking whatever how the movie had. It don't make any sense where, well, kids going to figure out there's horror movies in the world, so it's okay for kids to watch horror movies and watch people die and then overreact over something that they're going to be part of their lives when the rest of their lives is love and sex. It's natural sex and nudity. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm an old-fashioned guy, but whoever's messing up television, do you think we're going to allow that to happen? We're smarter than we appear. That's true. Everybody has to hide about sex and nudity, while they didn't have to hide in the 60s and 70s and 80s about sex and nudity. I'm confused. Am I retro or vintage now? Sorry, I got all the galaxy on my ceiling, and I never even got to look at a telescope as. No, I never even got to look at a telescope before. And I'm like, you know what? It takes all our planets to protect Earth. Every single planet in our galaxy is protecting Earth. From the sun too. If the sun only had one planet in the galaxy, all the sun would go to that planet and burn that planet. There'd be no life on that sun. There's only one planet in the galaxy and the planet will get burned. Because there's no gravity. So while fire goes in one direction, on planet Earth, that's fire. In outer space, fire can go in many directions because there's no gravity. So if there was only one planet, the sun will only see that one planet. The sun won't see, as the sun will see all the planet has to absorb energy so our planet can have life on its planet. So if there was only two planets, it's still not enough. We have giant planets in our galaxy. So imagine how much sun and power is going to that bigger planet in our galaxy. As I look in the sky, the tour planet looks like they're on fire 24 hours a day. Mars looks like it's on fire. And then Jupiter, it's giant storms going on. And it looks like nobody can live in Jupiter because the gravity would be so. Nobody can live on Jupiter. How much storms? So that Jupiter must be taking a lot of radiation from that sun. That power. Because that sun is a very powerful star. And it's huge. So it will take all these planets to absorb all that light and sun and radiation. So our planet will have that radiation and that much sun and light. So our planet will be on fire like the ones in our galaxy. So I think it took more than a Big Bang. It took a whole lot of effort to make outer space. So it was a bigger bang than the bang that you think. How huge, how many billion years it takes to create a particle or an atom or an element. How much elements it takes to create life on this planet. For us to just destroy our planet overnight because we can't get along over sex and nudity in the 21st century. So, I am smart enough to go to Princeton. I could have got a scholarship on the wrestling team, but I have a hard time sitting down for a long time. I might be fat. But they really tried to break me on the wrestling, man. But I wasn't acting like I was having a hard time wrestling. I had a hard time, I felt like, on every match. But I wanted to win. I wanted opinion. Not to make you look bad, because I was happy that I made my wrestling team happy with me. I was happy that I made the coach happy. When they gave it to me, I was shocked myself when they gave it to me because I felt like I had to do more. I was the wrestler that felt like I had to do more on the mat. I had to do more for the wrestling team. So imagine me being a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I feel like I have to do more as a veteran back home. As you make you feel like your veterans got to do more. So, I wanted to say happy things because I wanted, it'd probably be cool to go to Italy. Because I was trying to figure out where to go in Italy, but I figured Italy is long. So Italy, to get to places in Italy probably takes a long time because Italy's long. So I have to take a vacation in the middle of Italy. So I could always find a taxi saying, "Can you take me this way?" I always spend a day in Venice, Italy. I spend a day in Venice, Italy. And come back to Italy and do everything in Italy. But Venice, Italy by far, isn't it? So I guess you got be in the middle of Italy to see Italy. You got to be in. So I want to show my dad the 16th chapel. So I get a hotel around the 16th chapel. And the first day we get something to eat. And I take my dad to the 16th chapel with my camera. I said, "Look at what they did. Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci helped make Michelangelo at one point." And I'll make my dad happy because my dad needs a vacation. My dad never takes a vacation. When I was a kid, my dad always working 24 hours a day. And my dad never had a vacation because he always felt like he had to take care of it. Because I was the goofy. I would imagine taking care of Commiso. How hard it was for my parents to take care of Commiso in the world. So I give my parents credit taking care of this guy right here. That's Commiso. Well, it feels good that I could try to take my dad to vacation. I just got to try to save where I got to lose weight. If I'm going to walk Italy, I can't carry this weight around walking Italy. So, no, I'm not putting down her and saying, well, yeah, it sucks it took this long for you even decided to say, well, hey, man, I'm an American hero, man. Yeah, I want change. One thing, why can't they just fix the internet? It's funny because we all know what we want to view and not what to view, and we're smart enough to correct the internet. That's life. But I don't know. I guess we're not smart enough to figure out how to make money without crime as the world of violence, right? No, look at me. I got the coolest room in the house. If I had cribs right now, if you don't believe me, then I put this galaxy on the ceiling. Look, there's the galaxy. I put the galaxy on. See the galaxy? That's our planet. I use the light as the sun, and I wrap the planets around the light as the galaxy would do. You see planet Earth over there? I got all the planets up there. All the planets that you... This is my room. Look how cool the room. Hey, this is cribs. I make do as I go. Look how cool the American heroes. Look at that. Look over there. I drew that when I was a young chap in America. Look up there. I organized all that, and I feel like that's a art kind of form. Look over there. Now, where my room is, and I got all the planets up there. I didn't get a chance to put the stars. I didn't get to put the stars. This is my room. This is my room. And this is me. This is me when I'm in my room. This is me when I'm filming something else part of the room and you can't see me in the room. But then when you come back, then you see me again over here and everything. So, it sucks that people can talk negative and like that's cool and everything, but not really. So, it sucks that people talk bad about each other and not motivate each other to achieve more in life, where I feel like, damn, don't we think we should protect the 16th chapel and all the history in the world and the buildings and get over ourselves? And just to let you know, we're going to have to drive robot cars and electricity. Everything's got to be put on electricity. So as I sit here and I got cool veteran things covered. You know, it's easy to be straight on your veterans to say, well, we're going to make it look like it's your fault because you don't trust the streets and then we're allowed to take things from you. No, I'm here an American hero after 9/11. It's hard to believe anybody would do anything bad to an American hero back home in America as a veteran. So no, there's not some kind of conspiracy video online. I don't feel like there's any kind of conspiracy around Commiso. I tell you, Abraham Lincoln said he speaks how he felt. He said he didn't care what people think of him, if he hate him or not. Abraham Lincoln speak his mind. Well, I'm trying to speak my mind in the 21st century matrix world where everybody fucking up the television world on the internet and everything. Well, everybody nowadays can be in a cool movie because of the internet. Now you all putting each other in a lame, corny ass. Oh, here's the news again. Somebody died or somebody did this or something crap. But that's not how we won't have time to do stuff like that. We don't have time for negative news in the future. We know what we're going to get smarter and know how precious and appreciate life in the future. So, I don't know. I can't take the blame from the internet. I don't really think. I just make goofy videos. I'm not a hacker. I don't know about politics. I don't know if that's what's going on. People can't get along to get along with. I don't know. I don't keep up with life situation because I want to be in my little fairy tale world where I'm like cool in my movie in life and wonder why you're not cool in my movie too. That's my fairy tale world movie. If I ever get to be in a fairy tale I mean, wonder what? Well, you know what I mean. It made more sense in my mind. That's what I was trying to say. It makes more sense in my mind than I try to explain it because y'all go out to get each other. You can't be out to get each other and wonder why life is not a perfect place. As to, well, I don't understand. Our galaxy is protecting our planet. Eventually, seems like that planet's going to go in front of the other planet and block that planet from colliding. Or, well, I guess there's dangerous stuff in outer space too. That's my other point. If there's dangerous things in outer space that can destroy our planet, why are we destroying our planet for? We can do better things. You know? So, I don't know what's going on. I'm just that guy online in the world. This is a disabled combat veteran after 9/11, Mike Commiso, and my battle buddy's online. And hey, buddy, what's your problem? That's from your American hero back home, Michael Commiso and the battle buddy. So long.